Hello. I can see a lot of people already here. Can you see me? Happy New Year to everyone. Please don't mind my voice. I've been talking for like several hours. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I can see lots of people already here. I just have a short time to spend because I have another appointment in the next 30 minutes. So I was spending 30 minutes with you guys, and then I have to go back to do my appointment. You can see my eyes are swollen because I've been talking too much. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Virtual hugs to all of you, wherever you are: Nigeria, China, India, Pakistan, Jamaica, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, wherever you are, Namibia, Dubai, Germany, Spain, UK, wherever you are. Happy New Year to you. I am super excited to be here today. I am so happy that we made it to a new year 2021, and this year I am hoping that we will get all that we desire, all that we put our minds to achieve this year. We will achieve them this year. Okay, so I'll just go straight to the point without wasting any time and talk about the outlook, immigration outlook for this year based on last year. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a lot of comments. Anyway, okay, yeah, Congo from Ghana. Thank you for joining me today. Marco from Colombo. Thank you for joining me today. Who else? Wherever you are from, just I want to say thank you for joining me on this live. So I'll just go straight to the point without wasting time because I just have 30 minutes, and after that I will be done. So immigrating to Canada last year was kind of tough because of COVID, and we are still in the COVID era. Although the vaccine is out, we don't know if there will be any new information with regards to the other pathways of immigrating to Canada. There are several pathways of immigrating to Canada. You have over 80 pathways of immigrating to Canada. And so far, last year, we saw some provinces, shut down their own immigration pathway. Provinces like Alberta and provinces like, for Manitoba, they continued, but they were actually focusing on the strategic recruitment initiative, which means anybody who was invited under that province provincial pathway, they needed to have a job offer from Manitoba. And of course, the strategic recruitment, they choose certain jobs. People who get certain jobs are the kind of people who will be able to get a provincial nomination from Manitoba. So that's for Manitoba. We don't know if they would resume the family support pathway, where if you have a relative living in Manitoba, the person can support your application to get more points to get a provincial nomination from Manitoba. So that's for Manitoba. We are not so sure. They stopped that since 2019 July, but we are hoping that this year they will open it up for more people to be able to get a provincial nomination from Manitoba. So that's for Manitoba. For Ontario has always been generous with provincial nominations, and we can see that the scores were going up back to back with the express entry. So we are not so sure if the scores will drop. The express entry score dropped last year to 468. We are not sure if it will drop further than that. So if you are in the express entry pool and you're still finding it difficult to get enough points, of course, you know what to do. There are several things you need to do to improve your points to get to the level that you get a draw in express entry or get an invitation to apply from the express entry pool. So for Ontario, we saw that they were giving provincial nominations to people in the tech sector, and they specifically give provincial nominations to about 17 occupations 17 occupations. I think I need to do a video on that for people who be targeting Ontario provincial nomination under the human capital pathway. So that's for Ontario. The next province I will look at is Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has been very generous. Saskatchewan was very generous last year. Lots of people got provincial nomination from Saskatchewan, and you just have to, meet the requirements to be able to get a provincial nomination from Saskatchewan. Then the next province I will look at is Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia was a little bit stingy last year. Will I say stingy? Anyway, they were not so forthcoming last year. They were just picking some occupations that they actually gave nominations to, occupations like NOC code 2174 was picked in Nova Scotia. There's another NOC code that is not coming to my memory now. Even nurses got provincial nominations from Nova Scotia. So somebody's asking, what about AIPP? Let me quickly put it there. So what about AIPP? So AIPP was scheduled to end this year, December 2021. We would have to see if there will be an announcement on AIPP, if it will be extended, which means you can still go ahead and still search for your jobs in the Atlantic provinces. But of course, there are certain kind of jobs that you can get under AIPP, and that is under healthcare and information technology. Those are the kind of jobs you can get under AIPP. If you are looking for any other kind of job that is not related to healthcare or information technology, it might be very difficult for you to get such jobs under AIPP, because COVID happened and they are trying to conserve the kind of jobs that they have in these provinces. So I'll move on and start picking the questions now so that I can answer them as fast as possible. Okay, can we come short-term study visa in Canada for French learning? Short-term visas are not allowed this period because of COVID. You have to get a long-term study permit, like 1 year or 2 years. So if you're looking to come just do French alone, you might not likely get a visa. They want you to get maybe a 1 year program to enable you get a study permit visa. For language courses, they don't really give study permit visas for language programs, right? So that one is, it's not feasible. Then the next question, what of RNIP and the resume template? Okay, so if you have been following me, check my videos as for last year, not last year, sorry, in 2019, I did a video on Canadian resume. You can check that video and look at the template I provided on that video and simulate your resumes to that, your Canadian standard resume to that template. Or if you need a professional touch to look at your resume, then you send an email to my new email. I told you guys that I will no longer be using the Philippians email because I want everything to be synchronized. So please check the video I made in 2019. You will see, if there are 2 videos I made concerning Canadian standard resume. You check those videos, you get information from there. Okay, so this question, can we get a representative to help source for jobs in specific areas in Canada? There are some representatives that are licensed to do that, to connect employers with candidates. But some provinces see it as conflict of interest, while some provinces don't. So for instance, in Saskatchewan, a regulated representative can be a representative and at the same time be a recruiter, a foreign worker recruiter in Saskatchewan. So yes, the answer is yes. A representative can help search for jobs if they are licensed. Depends on the province. Like I said, it has to be dependent on the province because it is not all province that allows that. Some provinces see it as conflict of interest, while some provinces do not. Saskatchewan, they don't see it as a conflict of interest, as long as the person is licensed to be both a recruiter and a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. So I'll move on to the next question. Please, can 1 year course help me to receive resident permit? Well, 1 year course depends on what your 1 year 1-year course, is the 1-year course in Canada or is it outside Canada? If it is in Canada, it will boost your points to say that you have a Canadian education. And after that 1 year, you can, if you got the 1-year course, if you did the 1-year course in a designated learning institute, then you can then get a postgraduate work permit, a 1-year postgraduate work permit, which can boost your points as well. So depends on the province you go to. You can get a provincial nomination or you can come through express entry, also depending on your age as well. So I'll move on to the next question. Okay, I think I've answered that question. Does my NOC have to match my area of study? Depends. If you are looking for a provincial nomination from Saskatchewan, your NOC has to match your area of study. But if it is any other province, they don't really pay attention to those details. But Saskatchewan is the only province that pays attention to your NOC matching your area of study. So I'll move on to the next question. If you need to come through education, will you need to go out of the pool? There is what you call dual intent. And in some cases, they look at your profile and see whether you have an express entry profile and see if you have a dual intent of immigrating and maybe returning back. So if the chances of immigrating is higher than the chances of returning back to your home country, then it will affect your profile, your express entry profile. So you have to look at your profile yourself and look at your situation yourself and ask yourself, if they look at your study permit application and look at your express entry profile, is there a chance that you are likely going to go back to your home country? If the chances of going back to your home country is lower and the chances of immigrating is higher, it will affect your study permit application. Okay, so what other question? Okay, you're having issue paying West with Naira card due to CBN 100 daily limit. What else can I do aside opening a DOM account? I think there is this payment gateway called Flutterwave. I don't know, I'm not so sure. You might talk to them at Flutterwave if it is possible to use Flutterwave payment gateway to make payment to West. The second thing is, if you have anybody who is living maybe abroad and has a credit card that doesn't have a limit, they can help you pay for your West evaluation, and then you transfer the Naira equivalent to the person so that the person can do the conversion and get their money back. Okay, the next question: what's the scope of telecommunication engineer with 8 years experience with age 36 currently? Well, this question does not really provide any further details, so it's very difficult to answer. Are you referring to immigrating or you're referring to getting a job if you finally immigrate to Canada? If you can explain more, then I'll be able to respond. Okay, please, can you help with a legit caregivers academies could do a diploma with from Nigeria? Caregiver Academy in Canada, I would have to do a research on that. I have done, it's just that it's not coming to my memory right now. I can do a research on that and then find out the information. Maybe when I do another live, I'll mention it. The next question: can a teacher get provincial nomination from Saskatchewan, or can you recommend a province? So far, depending on your teaching qualification, is it early childhood education, is it secondary school teaching, or is it a college teaching? So if I have more details about that, then I'll be able to talk about it if you can get a provincial nomination from Saskatchewan. So far, I know is early childhood educators. For secondary school teachers, I've not seen that NOC in their draw scores. Okay, so what is the easiest way to immigrate to Canada as a single or married? When people ask me this question, easy way is the same way everybody wants to immigrate, right? So there is no easy, like you say easy. What, are you trying to avoid writing IELTS or evaluating your credentials? If you're trying to avoid those, you're just wasting your time. It's better to write those things and immigrate like the normal person. I say normal person, like every other person immigrates. So for single people, they get more points depending on their age. For married people, they also get more points if their spouses can add points to them. Depends. You have to use the comprehensive ranking system tool to see what your points might likely be if you are immigrating as a single person or as a married person. And also it depends on your IELTS, your language scores, and your TEF scores, and your educational qualifications as well. Okay, so please do connect us with licensed representative to help with the job search. Okay, so connecting you with a licensed representative to help with the job search, you have to look at Saskatchewan province. They have a list of licensed recruiters in Saskatchewan. If you go there, just look at the province website critically. They have a list there. They recently updated their provincial website, so you might not, if you've not been there for a long time, you might find it difficult navigating the website. So just go there and you see list of recruiters as well. Okay, how long do we wait? And do they sometimes deny those waiting for PR on humanitarian grounds? Mother-son relationship. Depends on what your application was for. Did you apply a different immigration pathway under humanitarian grounds? This particular topic is a very broad topic, and I may not be able to cover it in just this live video because this is a very short live video. It's just for 30 minutes. I'm trying to see if I can answer as much question as I can. So it's a very broad topic, right? Okay, can one get a provincial nomination without a master's degree? Unfortunately, if you have French, you can get a provincial nomination. If you have French language course, yes. But if you don't have a French language course, that means you need master's. So French language is helping you in the area you don't have a master's, and you need to have the highest band of IELTS and then also have a very good score in French language to be able to get a provincial nomination or come through express entry. Can you move to Alberta from Ontario for PR reasons after graduation? Yes, you can move from Alberta to Ontario for PR reasons after graduation, but you know, if you move to Ontario, you need a job offer, and job offer stream is quite tough because it's more like a lottery system. Although they announced that they are revamping the system where they'll allow people to put in their expression of interest, they are creating a profile, a portal for that where people now put their expression of interest to apply for provincial nomination under the job offer stream. So it's possible to move from Ontario, from Alberta to Ontario for the basis of immigration. But the question is, why moving to a province that will be tougher to get a provincial nomination? Or maybe if you're moving to one of the rural and other immigration pilot communities, then yes, you have an opportunity. But if you're moving to Toronto itself, that means you have to immigrate under the job offer stream, which, like I said, it's a lottery system. Well, not lottery, I'm not using the word correctly. It's a system where you have to put in your profile and they'll check if you meet a certain level of scores. It's a new one. They announced it in October. They've not really concluded on that. Okay, so what else? Hello, please, what will be the earliest pathway for someone that just have BSc? If you just have BSc and you are below 30 years, I would say get the highest band of IELTS and get the highest band of TEF. Then you are good to go. If you can't get the highest band of French, then you have to get a master's degree because just a BSc alone will not be able to help you. So it's either you get a master's degree and also add French, or add French, any of the two, if you're below 30 years. Okay, the next question, what's my hope and the best province as an actor immigrating to Canada? As an actor, you are considered to be under the self-employed category. So the self-employed stream is different. I've done a video on that. You can check the video out. You'll find more details about that pathway. The best province to go to as an actor is either Vancouver or Ontario. Those are the two provinces. Manitoba is also coming up in terms of filming and acting, the acting industry or the filming industry. Manitoba is coming up. But the two provinces that have opportunities are Ontario and British Columbia. Okay. I'm looking for another question. Is it legal for a visitor visa holder to apply for study permit from outside Canada? Yes, normally is it legal for a visitor visa holder? Okay, so you already have a visiting visa and you want to apply for a study permit from outside Canada. Yes, you can apply for a study permit outside Canada. It doesn't stop you from applying, even if you hold a visiting visa. Okay, so the next question, is there the possibility to get a job as staff nurse in Canada? You can't get a job as a nurse in Canada because nursing is a regulated occupation in Canada. So you need to have a license to practice in Canada, but you can apply for jobs as personal support workers, continuing care assistants. Those jobs you can get from outside Canada. That's what they need in most of the AIPP provinces. So if you're searching for jobs, search for a job on this level, continuing care assistants and personal support workers, then you can get such jobs from outside Canada. But if you're looking for a job as a nurse, unfortunately, you cannot get such jobs from outside Canada. Okay, next question. I have 2 years experience in customer service. Is there scope to selected job offer in RN? Well, RNIP for customer service, I have only seen that job in, I think in, would I say Vernon RNIP? I think Vernon and Sudbury. Those are the two communities I have seen that job being highlighted as one of the jobs they actually will give, one of the listed jobs they need in that community. So you have to, is there scope to select a job for job offer? So like you have to, for those pathways, you just have to search for a job and check the community website if you can get a community recommendation from these communities based on your profile. So you have to assess your profile. If you get a job offer, the next step is getting a community recommendation. So you have to look at the community, if you can, community recommendation criteria. You have to check that if you can get a recommendation from the community. Okay, the next question. Newfoundland said they will be opening a scheme come January 2. Yes, they've opened today. My question is this: have they opened now? If yes, what are the chances of someone offshore with IT background? Yes, Newfoundland has opened. They have opened officially today. So you have to go to their website to see where you can submit your expression of interest. Do they call it expression of interest? I didn't check their website today. Normally I check every day. I will check their website later and I'll get more details, maybe create a video about how you can submit your application. So if you're outside Canada with an IT background, the option is put in your expression of interest. Then if there is an employer that's interested in your profile, they would select you and give you a job offer, and then forward your details to the provincial office where you can get a provincial nomination based on this priority skills pathway. So yes, they have opened today. I am yet to check the website to see the criteria or the modalities of applying. But for people outside Canada, just check and create an expression of interest or something. I'll have to check. I've not checked that website today. I'll check it today later. Okay, the next question. I have experience in banking. Is there any Canadian immigration program I can easily qualify into? Your experience in banking, everything about Canadian immigration is still the same. You have to get write your IELTS exam. You have to evaluate your credential based on your age. It will determine what pathway. If you can't go through the express entry, then you can go through the provincial nomination pathway. Okay, next question. My in-law is in Manitoba while I have Alberta PNP. I am the principal applicant. Can we be allowed to enter Canada now under an immediate family exemption? If you have Alberta PNP and you've gotten your permanent residence visa, then you can enter Canada. If you've gotten your visa, there's nothing stopping you from entering Canada. You should be entering Canada if you've gotten your visa. You should go to the province that gave you the nomination. Don't come to Manitoba, even if your in-law is in Manitoba. Go and fulfill the requirements of that provincial nomination in Alberta. You have to go to Alberta to fulfill that requirement for which you gained the nomination from. You can visit Manitoba, but you cannot stay. You shouldn't stay in Manitoba. You should stay in Alberta that gave you the provincial nomination. Next question. What is my hope as an ND computer science but has 5 years banking experience? Which pathway is better for me? Like I said, you have to get good educational qualifications like a master's degree. Just an ND is not enough. Is it ND, OND, or HND? That's another question I need to know. Is it OND or HND? If it's HND, then you are good to go. But if it is just OND, that means you need an additional qualification. For HND, it is regarded as 2 or more educational certificates. So you are good to go with HND. Just write IELTS, get the highest band scores. You are within the age bracket to immigrate under express entry. The next question, what would be the best pathway to migrate for someone with an MBA degree and 2 years as human resources experience? Okay, so you have MBA already, which if you have evaluated, I would say create an express entry profile. Let's see what your comprehensive ranking score is. If you have 2 years experience in human resources, do you have, is your MBA in human resources, or your MBA is just in maybe business administration or accounting? What niche, what area did you get your MBA in? Is it in human resources? If it's in human resources, then I would say if you have 10 years experience, you should be able to put in your expression of interest in Saskatchewan to get at least the maximum scores of between 68, depending on your age as well. I don't know your age, so check Saskatchewan. What else? I forget my details in my previous application for work permit. Work experience date. Please, can you help get the forms? This question is not clear, so I may not be able to answer the question. It is not clear. Okay. I just have 4 more minutes to the end of this live. Like I said, it's just 30 minutes. I have 4 more minutes. By 11:55, I'll be ending this live. It's a short live, yeah. And I didn't really complete the talk about the outlook, but I'm trying to respond to your questions. Please, which province is good for a bachelor's degree in English language and with 824? It's not the province that every province is good for a bachelor's degree in English. The question is, what have you done to immigrate? Have you evaluated your credentials? Have you written the IELTS exam? If you have, do you have 3 years, at least 3 years working experience? If you do, then you can enter the express entry pool because you have the age factor on your side. Okay. Under family exempt, you're not entering Canada under family exempt. You're entering Canada based on the fact that you have a provincial nomination and you've gotten your permanent residency status. You're entering Canada as a permanent resident, not entering Canada. Are you looking to enter Canada to visit Canada? No, you said you got Alberta PNP, right? If you got Alberta PNP, that means you're entering Canada as a permanent resident, not as a visitor. The immediate family exemption is for visitors, not for people who have permanent residency status. Okay. I think I've answered this question already. Some people are repeating questions. Please give room for other people to. Why Quebec college students are not getting passport requests? I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, next question. Information regarding CAQ suspension. Okay. Yes, the suspension is regarding some schools in Quebec. It's regarding some schools in Quebec, and if you already applied to some schools in Quebec, you have to contact the schools so that they can give you a refund. Next question. Okay, so this time around, if you want to immigrate to Calgary, you have to immigrate under express entry. Then once you get the express entry invitation to apply, you choose Calgary as your province of destination. In terms of getting a provincial nomination from Alberta, it's closed. Like I said, it is closed. They announced it last year that they have closed provincial nomination to people outside Canada. They are only giving opportunities for people inside Canada who studied in Alberta and are willing to open businesses in Alberta. They're also giving opportunity to foreign graduates from the United States, from schools in the United States. So if you are looking to get a provincial nomination from Alberta, I am sorry, you will not be able to get a provincial nomination from Alberta. So I have 1 more minute and I'll be ending this live. I'm so sorry, it's just a short time. I have lots of things planned out. I just said I have to do this broadcast because I'm going to take a long break away from YouTube. I'll be taking a long break away from YouTube in the next for 2 to 3 weeks. I'll be off YouTube. So that's why I said, let me quickly do this live before I go off YouTube. Okay. I just landed in Ontario for a 1-year postgraduate certificate. Is there a way I can get PRO after study, maybe in Ontario? Yes, you can get a PRO after studies, but we have to look at your profile. We have to look at your age. We have to look at your educational qualifications. Of course, you are getting more points by getting a Canadian education and also getting more points if you get a Canadian work experience. That would be determined once you putting your details in the comprehensive ranking system tool to determine what your scores would be if you'll be eligible for a Canadian experience class or if you'll be eligible for the direct express entry immigration pathway. So your age is a factor. We need to look at your age and what other qualifications you have to see what your potential comprehensive ranking score would look like. So if you want more details, I'll request that you book a consultation. People who have booked consultation with me, they know that we have had fruitful sessions. Yeah, so January is already, like, I have a lot already for January. Maybe by February, I'll announce more details on YouTube or on the Instagram page or any of the medium. So if I have not answered your questions today, please forgive me. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I'll create time again after I come back from my YouTube break. I just want to go on a break. I am super stretched this period. I need to take time out to rest and plan other things for this channel. And hopefully when I'm back, I'll do another live to answer your questions. If you can't wait, then I would say book a consultation so that we can look at your profile. And choose, let's say, and discuss the pathways that is suitable for you, suitable to your own unique situation. So based on this, I'll have to end this live broadcast now because I have another appointment in 4 minutes. I am talking too much these days and I really need a break. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me this live. Happy New Year once more. Happy New Year. I hope this year is fruitful for every one of you. I hope you immigrate to Canada this year. Let this year be the year you land in Canada. Okay, check the website. The website is caninfoconsult.com. You will see the website. You see the available spaces that are available for booking. Check the website and you can use the CanInfo code, discount code, to get a 50% discount. Okay, it's time for me to say bye. Thank you so much for joining me today.